My experience with Sonic 3D Blast Sega Genesis version. We have a lot to discuss here, boys. Okay, guys. I want to talk about, before we get into the gameplay of Sonic 3D Blast Sega Genesis, I just wanted to say a few things. One, that freaking OST. That OST really hooked me. And second thing, the gameplay. The gameplay is a little different. I'm going to explain that here in a bit too, but I want to talk about why did I even get into this game? How did I get into this game? And I want to give like a little bit of a background on why I got into 3D Blast, right? You're cute. Thanks. I appreciate that. I don't get that often, but thank you. But anyways, right? So I have been watching tons of YouTubers talk about Sonic 3D Blast. Hey, CJ the Racer, welcome. Music creator, what's going on? Hey, Nay, what's going on? How y'all doing? How's y'all day? I wanted to say that I got into this game not got into the game, hold on. I watched a lot of people talk about this game for years. I watched Scott the Was, I've watched some call me Johnny, and a lot of people call this game average. A lot of people call this game not really playable. No one really cares about this game. This game sucks. Oi, oi, Baka. Bakugo. Katsuki. Bakugo, I have just possessed my teacher. Jason Fazer. Hello. Welcome, guy. Welcome to the stream, y'all. But yeah. So I've watched a lot of people say this game is average. This game sucks. This game is trash. Over the years, right? And I never really got to play for myself because I've had literally no opportunity. And I never felt like emulating it. I never felt like doing any of that stuff, right? So, obviously, all the way up to like last night, randomly last night, I went into Sega Genesis Classics Collection. Obviously, the game filled with a bunch of Sega games. OG Sega Genesis games, right? And I was playing, Shinobi 3. And I saw on the side of Shinobi 3, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic Pinball, right? And I looked at my videos to see, like, hey, let me see if I already have videos on Sonic 1, Sonic 2, all that stuff, right? And yes, I found out I did have videos on Sonic 1 and 2 and 3, and obviously. And I was like, yo, do I have a video on Sonic 3D Blast? Have I ever played it, like, years ago and I just forgot about it? Whatever, right? So I found out on YouTube that I have never talked about this game whatsoever. Oliver Shable or Sable, welcome to stream. He can Bakugo. Oop. I played this game when I was little. My first ever 3D game I ever played. Sonic introduced me to games of Sonic 1 being my first video game I ever played. That's what's up. Can you answer? Hi, I'm waiting for Bakugo. Okay, I'm not going to read that, but I cannot read that, but also welcome. But yeah, so I decided, because I have never made a video on this, I want to give this game a fair and honest shot. I know everyone says it's bad or whatever, but I want to give it a shot for myself. Usually you can hear what people have to say, but until you play it yourself, you really don't have your own opinion on something, right? You're just taking what other people's opinions are or whatever. Or maybe you're just going to avoid the game altogether because of what they said, which is fair. You can do that too, but don't really say, oh, the game is bad even though you never played it. But anyways, right? So I got into the game last night. When I just started playing, I grabbed my Beat headphones over there on my table, sat down, pulled out my Switch, pulled it up on the big screen. I put the Joy-Cons through here, and I just started playing Sonic 3D Blast. And the freaking music, the environment. I know it's not necessarily 3D. It's more of like a top-down 2.5D-esque game. Think of Super Mario RPG. Think of Zelda. Think of those. That's what Sonic 3D Blast is all about, right? But, and let me just get to it with the gameplay, right? I remember when I first sat eyes on this, right? It didn't look like much at first, and I remember when I was watching the game and its gameplay, this shit was making me extremely nauseous. I don't know if it was because I was drinking so much soda that day, and on top of that playing this game, or it was just like the graphics, or something about this game was making me extremely nauseous, right? And I won't lie, this gameplay loop as well is also really simple, because all you need to do is 2-3 times throughout each of the zones, you need to find flickies, because you are Sonic, and Dr. Eggman is trying to fuck with Flicky Island, and Sonic's obviously there to save all the flickies and stop Dr. Robotnik. That is literally the whole plot of this game, is to stop him from taking over Flicky Island, right? Just to sum up the story. So the whole gameplay loop is you running around a top-down perspective map of these zones, finding flickies, right? And then you find these flickies, and you bring them all, right? Keep this in mind. You bring them all to a giant ring, and the flickies go in the ring, and then you're done in that area, and then you progress to the next area, and you repeat 2 times after you do it once, and then the level is over, or the act in that said zone is over, right? That is literally the entire gameplay loop. And then Act 1 and Act 2, you basically do the same thing. You find flickies, and, you get them in the little ring, and and that's it, right? And then Act 3 is the boss stage. And honestly, I think what really hooked me to this game is, one, I have never played a Sonic game like this before, where I'm going around top-down perspective map, finding flickies, because usually whenever you play a Sonic game, it's a 2D platformer, right? It's a 2D platform where speed is key and making sure you stay on the top paths all the time for the fastest routes and whatnot and so on and so forth, right? Or finding the Chaos Emeralds or whatever. I don't know, just something other than like the music, something was just really keeping me hooked on this game. And I remember I was so hooked that I couldn't even hear my own dad like try to tell me, hey, you want to watch a movie with me? And I remember that night I had to take a break. That was when, because I think I beat like 2 to 3 zones and like sitting there in like one night, because I was just benching the fuck out of this game. And even if this game's zones for the most part are like A-okay, with the green, what the fuck, man? Even if the zones are cool with Green Grove Act 1 and Green Grove Act 2 and then special stage. By the way, the special stages in this game are very simplistic, which I'm going to show you the special stages. I usually never play Sonic game for special stages, but when I played this game, I actually got all the Chaos Emeralds in this one. Unlike every Sonic game I've ever played, where it was a requirement or something. But anyways, so here's a special stage, right, where it's so simple. All you need to do is collect 50 rings while avoiding spikes, right? And then it goes to 100 and then 150. Once you collect 150 rings, you'll get your Chaos Emerald. By going up the Tails or Knuckles, you have to find them throughout the stages. And basically, you can get yourself some emeralds, right? And no cap, on top of what I just mentioned in Tails and Knuckles gameplay loop of just finding emeralds, finding flickies, it's so simple, yet so different, yet so captivating to me that I stuck through this game all the way to the end. And you know what? On top of that, and by the way, my issues with this game, to be honest, I'm going to mention them right after this. I stuck it through to the end, and on top of that, got all the Chaos Emeralds like I mentioned a second ago, meaning I get an additional, the real true final boss of the game, which also gives me the true ending once you beat it. Now, these are my issues with Sonic 3D Blast for the Genesis or just any version of it, right? One, finding the ring sometimes to return the flickies back to can be such a pain in the dick because some maps in this game, like some zones, just look identical to each other, if not like I don't know, just traversing around the stage sometimes for me. Because I remember, I think it was zone number 2. I can't remember the zone name because these zone names are pretty damn forgettable. That's also another thing I would say I'd argue against this game is that these zones are really, really forgettable. But the music's actually pretty good once you listen to it and hear it for yourself. But I think the music to some degree is also can be forgettable if you like forget about it because there's so many really good Sonic games with good stages and whatnot and so on and so forth. But anyways, as I was saying, one thing I really other than like things that I dislike about the game, not hate, dislike / are issues, is the main thing is placement. Like, for example, you're in the stage, it's top down at all times, so when you jump, your depth perception is going to be all sorts of fucked up in this game. Think of Super Mario RPG, the original, where sometimes when you try to make a jump, your depth perception isn't all there, and you kind of fuck up and get hit in the lava, or you fuck up and miss the jump. You're going to be having so many moments like that whenever you play this game. Your depth perception's about to be really, 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 really bad. And I mean that because I was getting hit by enemies left and right because I didn't know if I was jumping on them correctly or whatnot, right? I just had no idea. No idea whatsoever. And I would argue that with the bosses too. And another thing I don't like about 3D Blast is that the bosses barely give you rings to deal with the problem. So for example, like some bosses, which I'm going to show you the boss of the first stage. Here, let me show you Green Grove's boss, right? So right here, they're going to give you like 3 rings. So of course the first boss, but later bosses, other than the first one here, are going to give you like, you know, less and less and less rings. And in my opinion, I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of bad considering the considering how if you're just playing this game for the first time, excuse me, your depth perception on where the boss actually is / you know, Dr. Eggman actually is about to be all over the place. It's not going to be straight. You're just going to be like, hey, yo, I hit him, even though the game is telling you, nah, you didn't hit him, my G. You were like a little bit under him. And sometimes you can't even tell the difference if you did make a mistake or not, you know? But anyways, bosses for the most part in this game is just Eggman in different mechs and different machinery. Which is why I say, like, the bosses for the most part in this game are pretty damn forgettable. But the music is good. 3D Blast is technically SRB 2 without the 2.5D type shit. But overall, the spin dash is very responsive and jumping is way better. I like the getting animals to the ring concept. I like that too. After I played 3D Blast, I definitely liked it. But dude, Volcano Valley, hear the music real quick, bro. I might just give y'all the OST. Hold on. Like, let me show you all the final boss and stuff, because the final boss, right? And by the way, so if you do not beat the final boss, Genie Gadget, or not Genie Gadget, Panic Puppet Act 3 will be your final boss, which is right here. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to skip the other bosses because whatever, right? So this is like a 3-phase fight, where basically you have to go underneath the shadows for the first phase, right? And the second phase, you gotta dodge the giant fire and hit the blue, or hit the arm when one of the arm things are flashing and whatnot, right? And then I think phase 3 is where you have to dodge a bunch of balls, but also try to hit the blue arms at a good time to kind of get rid of that, right? And that's your final boss if you do not collect all the emeralds, right? It actually is pretty damn tough doing this boss. But the real boss is called the final fight. They're going to show us the ending for the base, or they're showing us, hey, you collected all the emeralds, you get this little cutscene, which I think is cool. prepare to fight the final weapon. The final weapon is like this Eggman-like, machine-like thing. And I remember when I went in here in this disco-like pattern thing, I was so confused on what to do. First move Eggman has here is like freaking laser fingers and stuff, and then you gotta make sure you hit his head over and over. I'm gonna show you like a variety of different moves that he has, like the hand move. Then he has this where he sends literal missiles after you and stuff. I thought that was cool, but also pretty dang stressful, right? Then he also has shooting multiple balls like the previous boss did. Then it kind of rinses and repeats, right? Yep. You see that? He also has a phase where he sends fire after you and shit. And basically, like, the boss kind of, like, repeats itself. The real final boss kind of repeats itself. And I remember, like, dude, this game's final boss, like, the egg machine, was really making me sweat. Because in this real final boss, there is little to no time for you to have an error. And I don't know, like, to me, I feel like I should get some rings, and I get it, it's the true final boss, so they want to make it, like, the toughest thing in the game, but barely having any ring capacity, or any rings on each of the different maps, you know, areas that we travel towards, and, you know, towards for the first time, is kind of ridiculous. Especially having to hit them a little bit more than the average, you know, at least, because I had to go 2-3 turns around the freaking thing to finish him off. You know, I didn't get the, oh, you just hit him like beesh, 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 and then he's done, right? I had to fucking do 2 whole laps around with the same, like, moves over and over again, which any of it, if I got hit, could immediately end my run. I had to redo the whole thing, which, that's why I was getting a little tense in the underarms over here and a little tense on my body. Even though I showered, I was getting tense. This final fight with Eggman really got me tensed up, bro. I was surprised. But anyways, so after you beat this guy, right, Eggman, you get the real ending, which is Sonic jumping out of his shit. Him jumping out of the ring. Right? You jump out the ring, you get some dialogue. The Flicky saying, "Thank you, Sonic. You saved us from Robotnik. We are grateful for your efforts." Right? And Sonic says, "I just did what I wanted to do. Nobody messes with my friends. See ya." And that's literally the ending of the game. And then it just says, Sega, and you're done. No extra cutscene. It gives you the credits, and that's it, right? For a little game, like Sonic 3D Blast, I was surprised, you know? I didn't think, keep this in mind, I didn't think I would like this game that much, but, you know, it actually became one of my favorite Sonic experiences I felt in a little bit. Just think about it. Unleashed wasn't good. For the PS3, you know, Unleashed for Wii wasn't that good. I mean, other than like Sonic X Shadow Gens, which that was obviously good, but other than that game, y'all know, like, my track record with Sonic games hasn't really been all that good. Like, I've always say, like, oh, shit. But I'm surprised that I genuinely really liked Sonic 3D Blast. Like, of all the classic Sonic games, you know, took me a long time to really like Sonic 1, or at least tolerate it. You know, I loved Sonic 2. I loved Sonic 3, you know, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you know. Oh, and Sonic and Knuckles, the base Sonic and Knuckles game without the Sonic 3 portion, and then combining the two. That's kind of called them all 3 separate entries. You know, I loved all the classic games, but I hear no one talk about this one, and I was like, shit. JTO and hi, how you doing? My bad for not speaking. It's just, I'm just surprised that Sonic 3D Blast really, I don't know, it actually made me like the game. I actually enjoyed its gameplay. Obviously there's the problem with the depth perception and, with enemies and bosses barely giving you any rings and whatever. It's like, other than that, it's like, I don't know. I like the game. And you know what, as well, another reason why I really like the game? I had save states. That also made the game, like, 500 times more doable for me. I didn't have to actually sit and do it in one sitting. It was amazing. But check Discord. It's about Bugs Life on Game Boy Advance. If you want to call for me to show you and tell you about the game, if that's okay. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about just taking a nap right after this. I was known for making levels on Super Mario Maker 2 and basically am a developer of a creation that's based on Pizza Tower and Sonic 3D Blast. Hey, that's what's up. But this game, the ending made me cry for whatever reason. The Saturn remake was 4K, as good as on the Sega Genesis. Really? I didn't know that. Hey, Louis.
Hi. I took a shower. I normally would. So, as I was showering, when I was done, I stepped out, obviously.
Yeah?
Water was all over the fucking floor. I had both curtains closed, too, and against the wall. And it freaking leaked. And I'm like, whoa.
Did you tell Dad about it?
Yeah, Dad said that helped me take care of it, and I'm like, okay.
Why was there water leaking on the floor? But, ending made me cry. Saturn was like, oh, JTO and hi. Any Sonic game I play is the best over time. I am good. I'm glad you're doing good. Check my other message. And I was pissed on people not talking about 3D Blast. That's fair. Do you know WWE, and do you watch WWE, or have you watched it? I have watched WWE. I used to watch it back in the day, but ever since I found out that it was fake, I just kind of stopped fucking with it. But, though, that was, like, forever ago, and I just haven't really cared too much about WWE since then, so that's why, like, I never really bothered to really look back at it, and the only times I really interacted with it in more of a modern sense was because of, a YouTuber I used to watch called Kid Behind a Camera. He was obsessed with WWE, and I've already made a whole video on him. But anyways, back to 3D Blast. You know what? You should play the game live. You know what? You should play the game live. Maybe I'd rather play the game. I'd rather play the game live. After a while. Maybe after I forget everything. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the thumbnail character there, your new OC? No, I've had this OC for a long time. I don't like calling him my OC.
That's what he is. He's your original character. You just don't have a story for him.
What the fuck? No. Oh, I need a story for him.
Not all. Not all OCs, but some.
Yeah, but I don't like it being called an OC. It's just me. It's just me. Someone else just took different liberties on the character. That's it. Did the hair wrong, though. But I'm not one to complain. But no, that's just me. And that's my that's my profile picture, by the way. To kind of represent. But what? Yeah, it's a character to represent me. But well, I just noticed a YouTuber worked on Sonic 3 movie. Damn, that's cool. But anyways, yeah. This is a hidden Sonic. I think Sonic 3D Blast is actually a hidden gem amongst Sonic games, because there's so many Sonic games that do the whole 3D thing better, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, holy shit. I'm just, and you know what? After I beat the game, I'm just kind of sitting here now, like in this part of the review, just kind of like shocked. Yo, how you been, bro? I've been pretty good. I've been good. I just beat Sonic 3D Blast, obviously. Been living the dream, been just loving it. Let me hear some of that OST, I remember hearing this. This shit got me, like, immediately hooked. This is Green Grove Act 2. Just hear some of the music, man. Rusty Ruins. Yo, hear Rusty Ruins, bro. Hold on. Dude, Dude, I remember hitting up Rusty Ruins Act 1 last night. Yo, I could not stop going like this, like bobbing my head. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my shit right here. That's my favorite beat, the start of it in the Dusty Ruins. That's fair. I remember when I was sitting there in that zone just trying to absorb the fucking music, bro. What the bro? I was sitting there like, dude, the music's actually really, really good. Why is no one talking about the OST in this game? Why is this game not talked about? And it's because everyone just saw it, said it was shit, unless you're playing a certain version of it, and yeah. And I'm sitting there like, now it kind of perplexes me that people really thought this one was bad. And of course, yeah, I know. I haven't played the Saturn version. I haven't played, you know, the PC version of the game, so I don't know what's better or what's worse or whatever. But, not gonna lie, Sonic fans be hating on the good shit. Hey, man, you never know, man, you know? Shit, you never know. Like, I mean, sometimes Sonic fans have a right to hate on shit, but I feel like this game getting the hate. Nah, I don't know what it did. I mean, well, you gotta play it first, but,
Still,
I don't really see what they did wrong with this game. Spring Stadium? Hear this wacky shit. Yo, yeah, you want to hear Diamond Dust Zone? Check this out. Volcano Valley is what really got me, though. You want to hear Volcano Valley? Check this shit. I had Sonic 3D Blast as a kid, and I remember enjoying it very much. Yeah, it's like, I feel like Sonic 3... Man, I kind of wish Sonic 3D Blast kind of got the rep that it deserved. The side B of... The side B's of the songs, Act 2 specifically, I just call it side B. They're always bangers to this day. Yeah, for real. It's like, god damn. Then you hear Genie Gadget. Then you hear Genie Gadget Act 2. Panic Puppet. Hold on, Panic Puppet. Yo. Then you're like Boss 1 music. Can we just have like a gif of Alan running away from like 8-foot Ronnie with this music playing? Like just pretend I'm running away and you have Ronnie chasing me down with this theme in the back. Or you have that freaking meme dude. But enough of the music aside. This was a great game. This was a great experience. And I felt like I needed a great Sonic experience. Especially after everything I went through with Unleashed. You know, like with... the gameplay in that game not responding to my actions sometimes is Werehog. Constantly swapping between gameplay. You know, levels taking longer than 30 fucking minutes. Oh, and another thing that I feel like can be wrong with this game is if you cannot remember the layout, you might take way too long to complete the stage. They don't, like, they only calculate your time near the end of the game. They don't calculate your time in stages, which I think is another plus, by the way. Sonic 3D Blast allows the player, no matter what, and I mean this, no matter what, take as much time as you need to find the flickies, take as much time as you need to get past this stage. As long as you don't die and lose a life, you're straight. And I fucking love that about Sonic 3D Blast. Because you guys know, Sonic stages sometimes, when they take forever, really stresses you out, especially when that timer hits nearly 9 minutes of you being in the stage. I remember when I was playing Sonic 3D Blast and my playthrough of it, obviously, not on video. I don't have a video playthrough of it yet. Maybe one day I'll do it. Same with Sonic 1 and 2. I might actually have to do that as well. But Sonic playthroughs would be nice. I think the Sega Genesis Classic Collection could be, or not Sega Genesis, or the... welcome back, Ryan. Welcome back, bro. But that would be perfect playthroughs, some Sonic playthroughs, if I'm feeling them, you know, doing Sonic 1 all the way through, Sonic 2 all the way through, and whatnot, and so on. Yeah, man, fuck. I'm in shock, total shock. You know, I wanted to do this. And you know what? I don't know. To me, it's perplexing, dude. And I know Louis wants to get on, so that's why I'm probably just gonna let him get on and probably go to sleep after this, like, you know, and relax a bit. Do you have social media? The only social media that I do have is Discord. That is the only thing I have. I mainly don't really mess with social media that much anymore. The boss music especially. Yeah, the boss music is amazing. That's the pizza time music for me, for rock. The exploration, the concept, everything was good. It's satisfyingly addicting. It is. It is addicting to have satisfying gameplay like Sonic 3D Blast stuff. It is addicting. And it kept me hooked, like, for hours. If Dad didn't call me to go watch a movie, I probably would have done 5, 6, 7 zones, like, in one night, man. And we would be doing a different video right now. I don't know what we'd be doing right now. You probably wouldn't even seen this video right now. You probably would have seen this shit last night with how hooked I was on the game, dude. I was hooked. I was feeling myself. I was in it. I haven't been that in it in a classic Sonic game in so long. It's usually like modern Sonic, getting all the love and shit. But anyways, I'm dragging out this video too much with just pure shock about the levels, about the gameplay, its bosses. Even though some of its bosses are very simplistic and kind of hard to hit, but once you figure out the depth perception and the placements of Knuckles and Tails for Chaos Emeralds and stuff with the special stages, you can probably beat this game in about an hour or two. No problem, man. If you know what you're doing all the way through. Now, if you don't know, it might actually take you longer than that. And I honestly recommend you play it through the Sega Genesis Classics Collection, or Sega Genesis, or just Sega Genesis Classics. I recommend you play it through that game, that bundle of games. Or maybe if you have it like through like another like Sonic thing. And I recommend the Sega Genesis Classics version because it also has an emulator / save state system. So like that way you can just get through the game a little faster if you feel like you want to use the save states and you're not there for even longer periods of time and whatnot. I recommend that way. Or you get like, you know, the Sonic collections or the Genesis collections that have it involved. You know, I don't know, the Saturn version of the game or whatever. I don't fucking know. Look, anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share this with your friends. Let me know what other underrated Sonic games I should play, or maybe have Louis go find on Amazon or some shit. I'm down to do some more Sonic stuff, you know, as playthroughs, as my experience videos, whatever. Sonic 3D Blast left a really good impression in my heart, and now I understand why people make fan games about, you know, that are similar to 3D Blast. You know, now I understand. Now I understand why 3D Blast fans really want like a remake or something. A remake of 3D Blast actually could be a really good idea for Sonic. You know, it could be a good idea. Just change the perspective, make it a little bit less top-down and shit. Make it, maybe give the player an option to have it be a complete 3D experience or have it be a top-down experience like the original. You're straight chilling. I think a remake of this game would be awesome. Sega, use my ideas, man. Get to it. But anyways, I'll see you guys. Wait. I will 3D Blast y'all next time. No? No? Yeah, looking at Louis.
Yeah, Alan, I'm gonna have to tell you something real quick.
What?
Get the fuck out. The door is right there, buddy. You need to leave after that. Louis can agree with me this time that you need to get out. That was bad. That was awful, even.
You do.
You better get the fuck out of here before I blast yo dumbass for that stupid ass shit you just made.
Alright. Alright, I'll go.
Go. Get out.
Alright, damn, man.
I'm not joking, bro. End of vid. You're done. Matter of fact, I will not let you film for a week after you said that dumbass shit.
Come on, Sonic.
No. I won't let you do that shit. That was really bad, dude.
Okay, I get it. It was bad. I fucked up. I got it, bro.